Well, you've heard of fish tails, like really big fish. Well, we have some really big fish for you. We weren't exactly sure, Lane and I, Lane's the artist on all of this, why we needed big fish, but we're glad we did it. And the big fish yardage that you can get does not have all 12 fish. We picked our favorite fish that you might want to supersize, and we've got some activity suggestions for you. I am going to show you how to make these. And you have two options when you buy yardage on this fish. We were curious which would work better in the printing and also which the Cub Scouts would like better, and they were very clear on that last night. One fish that you can do, this is the salmon, and it's like a cotton, a heavy cotton, and one scout said, wow, that's very aerodynamic. His dad's an engineer. That they really like the fuzzy fish better. This is in minky. Minky's very soft. It's a little trickier to sew, but I will show you how you do that if you decide you want to have some big fish fun in your Hooked on Scouting meeting. Right, so you're looking at one of the big fish. This is the catfish. We like catfish, and it is on the cotton canvas. And very easy to work with, and when you match these, it's also in sew. It's easy to see because you can see the outline of the fish. So you're just going to pin match this again. Showed this on the beanbag video, but pin matching is when you take a pin and you stab it through a point, and then you go through the same point on the bottom fish here. That pointy nose works really well, and then put that pin straight down, pin matching, hold it like that, and then you put another pin through. Alright, so that's a pin matching. I'll show you one more time. So you can go here down to the tail, and you can find a point here on the tail right there, find the point on that bottom tail, go down and pin it. If you happen to have sew type magnets on this, again, that works fabulous. Once you have just a few points lined up, you can take those magnets and start putting them around for when you have to sew. Alright, so again, you just put the magnet down below there, stick it on top, and you're good. So that's how that canvas works. I will show you a sewed example in a minute, but the difference if you're going to work with that minky though, here's the challenge with the minky. First of all, it's a little slippery and a little bit has a little more of a give to it. Really vibrant, really soft, which is why I think all of the scouts like what they call the fuzzy fish. But the problem is you cannot see when you turn it right. You can't see where to sew, right? Can't see the outline of the fish. So you're going to have to do a couple things. You can either do this on a window or get in a light box. I'm going to show you on a light box, but you have to outline the fish on the back side of this fabric before you can sew. Alright, so what you're looking at, here's one of the minky fish. Here, that's the nice pretty side you can see. Here's the back side that you have to sew on. And because you're looking through a light box, you can actually see the outline of that fish. If you don't have a light box, take that fish up to a window, and then what you're going to do is take like a piece of chalk or a fabric marker, and you have to outline that whole fish right on the line. So you got to do the whole thing, otherwise you have no idea where you're sewing. Alright, so you got to outline that whole fish, and then once that's done and you have put the two pieces together just like we did with the canvas fish, there's no difference there. You just have to line these two up and do the pin matching again so that you're doing that so you can get them all pinned up just like you did with the canvas one, and then you're going to sew it. Big fish. Alright, I'm back at the sewing machine here to show you on one of the big fish a couple tricks with this minky fabric. So you can see that I've got that marking, the chalk marking, so you can see where the heck you're sewing. And here's my edge of my foot again, so I'm going to keep that very much along the chalk marking. And I'm at the bottom of the fish, so I'm going to sew forward a few stitches and back a few stitches. There we go. And then you're going to go along. Alright, the thing about this Minky is it stretches and it's a little slippy. So what I have done on my machine is I have made this presser foot tension less. So it's not tamping that fabric down as hard. And so it lets things sort of move. I'm holding it just like this. Again, same as with the beanbags. If you watch that video, when you turn, pick up your presser foot, keep that needle down whenever you pick up the presser foot. Keep going around. You just need to pick your presser foot up more often with this Minky because it's stretchy. So I'm going to go like this. Here we go. I'm not going to do the whole fish, but I do want to show you a couple of things on how this works. So it's just going to zip along. Keep that fabric going underneath. Alright, we're getting to a corner. Remember we said, so leave that needle down, pick up your presser foot, take a stitch or two across the corner, pick up your presser foot. Alright, keep going. Again, we're up to the top of that fin, so you're going to have to, again, fuss it around. So pick up your presser foot, keep a couple stitches, pick up your presser foot, take a couple stitches, make sure you don't get anything. There we go, like that, and then down. So again, this is what I want to show you, this section right here. So again, we're at a point, so you're going to pick up that foot and take a couple stitches, 1, 2, and turn it a little more, pick up the presser foot, 1, 2, alright, pick up the presser foot. Now you're not going to take a super sharp curve point in here, you're just going to kind of go in a little bit, just so you keep that fin definition right about there. Alright, again, take that corner, a couple stitches in the corner there, 1, 2, and then press down and keep going. Alright, so this is cut around and I'm just clipping into those points or seams. Don't clip the thread. Again, so otherwise you won't get puckers when you're trying to do that. So you gotta get it all around the fish. Leave a nice bit of fabric here where you're going to be sewing. Anything. Alright, and then turning this is super easy. So you're going to stick your hand in this hole here, going out to the tail, grab the tail, pull it out, and you almost have a fish. Alright, so you still need those chopsticks, just like the beanbag. You got to push out all those seams. And this time you don't stuff it with rice like you do with the beanbags. You're just going to get a fiber fill and stuff it. And there's really no trick to that. I don't think I will show you. Start taking little pieces of stuffing and stick it in there. Point thing is to be sure to push out all those seams really well so you don't miss a fin. See that little fin there? I'll make sure that's all taken care of. Alright, so we've got this all ready to go. And then you stuff it and you stitch up like before. There's only one little trick on the big fish I want to share that you can do or not do. It completely depends on your preference. So this is a salmon, and I got fussy with the fins. I stuffed the fins and then I sewed across the bottom of the fins and the tail and the main fin so that the fins kind of stand out and they stick up a little bit. That's an extra step. You have to be careful. I broke a sewing machine needle doing that, but I think it does look kind of cool, I have to say. So I did that on that one. I did it on the pike, so see his tail goes whoop because I sewed it. I did not do it on this one. It still looks fine. So that's really a choice on your side. So you can do some fun things with these fish. I'm going to talk about that in just a minute. Right, so now you have your big fish. What are you going to do with them? Well, the Scouts really enjoyed over-under, where you have a line, they all face one way. Somebody puts the fish over, and the next person under their legs. It's a relay. They liked that. They also liked hot fish, which is hot potato with fish. As you play music, throw the fish at each other, like, yeah, this pike incoming. They really liked that. Their leaders hid the fish around and played hot and cold. Simon Says fish, Simon Says put the fish on your head. There's games. They just liked the fish. They were carrying them around, and it made it fun. You can also very easily make a tote for your fish. Just buy a canvas tote bag from, say, Hobby Lobby or Joann's. There's the label that comes with the fish bean bag yardage, and then you can put your fish in a nice tote bag, and maybe also include that freshwater fish chart. Stick that in there, so you've got your fish. So hopefully you'll make this not just for one meeting, but you'll use them for all your recruiting and maybe even the fishing Cub Scout adventure or other activities. So have fun with some big fish.